Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be doing a One Piece recap sketchbook tour. I haven't done one in a month and I think it is time for a sum up of what we've been doing lately. Okay, so let's start with 3, 4, 5 months ago. We done a theory about Jinbe. Here in Jinbe we are trying to explain what is Jinbe's dream, why he is with the Straw Hats, and all the connections that I believe may be related to the slavery. I want to say as well that today is the last One Piece video that we have in the channel for this 2025. The next One Piece video that you're gonna be seeing is gonna be already the new year. We still have one more video that is gonna be connected to December. That's gonna be next Wednesday. But about One Piece, this is the very last one for this year. Okay. So as I was saying, Jinbe, I think Jinbe was the last Straw Hat we were missing on drawing. Jinbe is a starter of a sketchbook. This is the first drawing of this sketchbook because if you remember in the previous one that I'm gonna be putting here so you can see the previous one, all of them if you want as well. Probably that's gonna be a playlist so you can see all of them. We finish here a sketchbook and we are starting now with Jinbe, a new one. Okay, I decided to invent this Akuma no Mi type of outfit because why not? Now that he is in Luffy's crew and everything, I thought it could be very interesting. So we have the next one is Magellan. In this video basically I explain why do I think he is actually a Yonko level character, that how many characters he defeated in Impel Down, and we left this saga in fact seeing him triumphant. Even if people escaped, no one was able to defeat him. Okay, he defeated Luffy here, he defeated Blackbeard here, he defeated many strong characters, and if this man was on the loose, this guy would be trouble. All of these drawings that you're gonna be seeing have a video in the channel, have like half an hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour video of me talking while drawing, explaining everything. So feel free to sail around the latest videos that I have in the channel if you put it in order, and you can watch any theory. I am not gonna be pinning all of them on the right hand side because there are so many. Okay, there are so many. Then we talk in this episode, in this video, while doing this drawing, about Imu, about the connections that we may have with this newly introduced character, you know, the God Nice Gunko, and how I think this kind of demon form, all of this is foreshadowing coming from Stussy, how all of this is connected with Satan, and how I think once we see this transformation in the anime, obviously now we have seen Gonko with some kind of bluey hair. It may be as well the connections with Bibi. Our theory could be right, but once transformed into Imu, I think the hair is gonna change into orange because I think there is a lot of connections with Nami in this theory. Okay, very interesting theory. If you wanna go and have a look. So then we are here drawing one of the giants being Domi Reversi. In this video I explain what is Domi Reversi and how Domi Reversi works basically, in my opinion, connecting a couple of board games that these may have been the ones that Oda took as a reference to create this story. Okay, then one of the epic characters from the Blackbeard crew, Shiryu, no Shiryu, Shiryu of the Rain is the translation, and I talk about invisibility power, I talk about Abasalom a little bit, I talk about Zorro and how he cannot be Zorro's final enemy. We didn't have any kind of interaction, or we didn't have any kind of love for him. He hasn't done any notable for us, you know. The defeat of Garp was a team effort, not only him. And for Zorro, we need someone that you already know who it is if you're following this channel, and I invite you to follow all the links that I put in this video because it is very interesting what Zorro gonna be doing later in the story, okay? And we continue with Hajrudin here. Hajrudin, I draw Hajrudin talking about one of the episodes. I stress a lot how I think now we are gonna be coming out of the flashback, coming into the real life in the right now type of story that we are going to be following, where Luffy, Loki, and Hajrudin are talking about the flashback that we have seen many interesting things about the past in Elbaf, about the present in Elbaf, and about many important characters, I would say, that we didn't expect to see in this specific flashback, okay, regarding God Valley and everything. So I think he is gonna be slapped on the face by one of his crewmates soon. As soon as we come out of the flashback, we may see that in 1170. I think 1170 is about coming back into the present time, having a conclusion about what happened during the flashback, about Loki's point of view, maybe a crying Loki or something like this. I see the slap of 400 Hajrudin coming very soon, and it can be very interesting. Oda likes to play with the numbers, and 1170 and the new year means that something big is coming. I decided to do this video today because I haven't seen any kind of chapter coming around, or Eiichiro Oda hasn't dropped yet the episode, so we need to wait a little bit more. I think it may come late January. I mean, not late January, but at the end of the first week or beginning of the second week of January, more or less, is when I will be expecting it. Oda normally stalls a little bit. In the previous episode, I said he wasn't gonna stop as far as I knew, because there was no, break on the end of the episode or anything, but it can be that we have a couple of extra days until the episode comes around, okay? But if you wanna see as well what I've been talking in the previous analysis, I'm gonna put it here as well, so you can be on the loop of everything, okay? I have to say, if you are not up to date with the manga, get out of here, click in another of my videos to see some of the One Piece theories from before all this, Ragnarok, not Ragnarok, but all this boom happening now in One Piece, all this information drop that is happening now. But go and check one of the other videos, okay? Now we have here Shushu, very nice drawing of Shushu, and I have to say this is a drawing with my left hand, my non-dominant hand. I have this playlist that I'm gonna be putting here as well on the side, where I draw smaller, more simple characters with my left hand, and while talking a little bit about the character, while talking a little bit about how I feel drawing with the other hand as well. Very nice collection, very nice Shushu, and very emotional. Maybe the first time that we all cry in the One Piece story with Shushu, probably. And yeah, let's go to the next one. Is Lola. In this video, basically I talk about the connections, obviously connections between Loki and Lola, and how we need to see her in the story of Elbaf through Loki's eyes. This is the only piece that we are missing in this chain of events that is happening in Loki's story. He didn't mention her at all. And there are gonna be connections with Nami here as well that we need to see regarding Lola, okay? Rocks D Xebec, before he was shown only in silhouettes and everything. In this video I explain why Buggy has some connections with this guy. In this video I theorize half of the hair, as you can see, was gonna be blue, and we got it right. In the drawing it is painted black and white because it is manga that is drawn without color, and one was like this and like that, so I assumed the white color was gonna be blue, but it was the other way around. It happens to be blue and white. So that is gonna be very interesting, and I still need to see what's gonna happen with Buggy. I do not believe that we have seen Luffy, Ace, Shanks, Blackbeard. All of them are having a lot of importance, and the other super character, let's say, in One Piece that we wanna know things is Buggy. I would like as well, like, I would have liked Luffy to come from a random guy, like being a nobody and being able to become the top of the top. Maybe Oda is gonna do this with Buggy. I still believe there are connections with rocks. I still believe there are connections with some sort of legends in the past, but watch this video because I think I have some interesting clues that we may reveal some things about their connection there. Young King Harald. I love this character. It's been a roller coaster journey with Harald. In this video, basically, I talk a little bit about him, who is King Harald, and why he's doing what he's doing, and the connections as well with Nika and everything. And very enjoyable video. I like as well the posture of this drawing when he's jumping into fight and everything. So very nice and very enjoyable. I like as well when I'm drawing the characters with a lot of dark areas with the pen. Let's go into Shakky. Obviously, God Valley incident, God Valley flashback has been all about Shakky. So in this video, I'm talking a little bit about her, about the connections with Amazon Lily, about the connections maybe with even Dracul Mihawk, with the design that she has and everything, that he could be a potentially son of Rayleigh and her. We don't know this, and I may do a theory specifically about that, but there are a lot of clues. I changed, obviously, the colors because I wasn't happy with the colors of the anime. I am quite vocal about this, specifically in this video. Sometimes the anime is too colorful, too pastel for my liking, and I like something more dark in some areas, like for example in the character in the trousers and everything. But I guess this is up for debate. Me, that I grew up with the very beginning of One Piece, I like it more that other way. Okay, so here we have Gloriosa, old neon from Amazon Lily, that we knew she was former empress in Amazon Lily. And then now with the recent God Valley information, we learn that she was member of the Rocks Pirates. Okay, so this character is a very, very strong character. She is one to drop a lot of information regarding Luffy in Amazon Lily, and you can see her that she's a little bit nervous about things, so she has a lot of things to say still. I want to believe. I titled this video Luffy's grandma. I think there is a possibility of Garp before his current adventures having a son with Gloriosa, and Gloriosa because it's you know, the empress and everything, and is not a boy who is gonna be the son here. We have been a daughter. Garp is kind of saying, I don't wanna raise her, I'm gonna go in my adventures. Gloriosa is a girl, I'm gonna keep her and I'm gonna raise her in the Guja way, and this would be Luffy's mom. I do not think Dragon is Garp's son. We have seen some comments lately that they are maybe hinting into clarifying this, but we don't have anything yet 100% confirmed about that. So I would say for now, Gloriosa and Garp have Toritoma and Dragon come together, and because they come together like this for a period of time, Garp kind of feels this sense of adopted son towards Dragon. This something is very Japanese when you marry into a richer family. In some other cultures as well, when you marry into another family, you may adopt the name of the family, in this case the Monkey D. This doesn't have to be maybe Dragon. Some theories as well point that he may be connected to Blackbeard, he may be connected to Rocks. We don't know, but I think there is a family tree clash in some sense there that needs to be explained. I have to say as well, this is one of those drawings as well that I am doing it with my left hand, as you can see, because it's a little bit shaky and everything, but very happy with the result. She's, I think, recognizable, I would say. Is this something that you can see obviously by my signature, because I could draw it okay, but then when the time of the signature comes, it's a little bit messy. So, next one, Abasalom. This was a request, and in the video I'm talking about, he is the character that we see the fruit, Kuma no Mi, has been stolen or taken or, you know, ripped out of him. Everyone thinks he is dead because we have seen Shiryu having the invisibility fruit. But I think this is the clue to explain us, in my opinion, how Blackbeard is going to be stealing fruits. And that is why we didn't see it with Whitebeard. That's why we didn't see it in Abasalom. But we will see Abasalom around at some point again before everything that I explain in this video is happening. That is basically Blackbeard taking Luffy's fruit. And Luffy not dying. Luffy having to defeat him without fruit, most probably. To have a clash of Haki there. Helmeppo. I wanted to draw Helmeppo for a very long time. I'm very happy with the drawing, very happy with the result. I wanted to go for the cool Helmeppo. And here I'm talking about how, in my opinion, I think he needs to capture his father, Captain Morgan. I think this is a backstory, not backstory, but a background story, I would say, more like a background story of things that need to happen while we are watching Luffy becoming King of the Pirates. There are things like Kobe, things with Sabo, things with Helmeppo as well, being a secondary character within the secondary characters. I would love to see this lore. Oda is filling the gaps now, is kind of putting things together that we weren't expecting. I've done some videos about people from the past, like Captain Kuro, for example. I want him to come back. We see this in Hachinosu, where Don Krieg is around, Pearl is around, Jean is around as well, like only in the background that we see them, that they manage to survive the Grand Line, they manage to cross even into the New World, and now they are there, they are in the Pirate Island, so that is very cool. I need to see more old school pirates, okay? Kuina, drawing for Kuina and Wado Ichimonji. This is me trying to reason and trying to explain that if Shushu, that is the one of the swords that Zoro has, that is dragging a lot of energy, is taking so much energy that he needs to learn how to control it. If now Emma that he gets in Wano is so strong that is sucking all his haki and making his arm look like a skeleton, that is another kind of, let's say, power that the sword has in it. And how Wado Ichimonji being at the same rank, it needs to have a power as well. I don't see Zoro before he gets Wado Ichimonji being lost. He's just there in the place training and training very hard, and we start to see this gag, this joke with that. I think Wado Ichimonji is taking so much haki from you that is basically making you lost. Playing this with this joke of Zoro, it needs to have explanation at some point. And at the same time, Wado Ichimonji, while used by someone like Kuina, it was too strong for her. Wado Ichimonji recognized Zoro and the sword, having will of its own like the fruits, wanted to go with Zoro and end up, you know, not voluntarily, but killing Kuina, making her dizzy, making her lost, falling through the stairs and dying. I think there is a lot of things to look into when talking about Wado Ichimonji. That is the sword. All of the rest of the swords that Zoro is gonna have can break and can get lost and can't be swapped. Not Wado Ichimonji. Wado Ichimonji is the sword of the promise, and we need to see a little bit of storytelling like we are seeing now with the Gomu Gomu. The Gomu Gomu now is not the Gomu Gomu, now is the Nika fruit. So with the Wado Ichimonji, it needs to happen the same. Zoro is not the main character, but it is the second main character in the story. Okay? Rayleigh, in the full story of God Valley and everything with the concept of Shakky. In this video is basically me saying Rayleigh is gonna come swinging, is gonna start attacking everyone, saving Shakky and everything, and yes, we were right, and it is what happens. Even if Roger and everyone is fighting around, this is what happens at the end of the day. So, we have a baby Blackbeard eating a fruit. I thought this would be shown in God Valley. This would be shown why this hunt is happening, with these games are happening in the background, and we didn't see it. I still strongly believe Blackbeard had one fruit before eating the darkness fruit, and this is the Kraken. I think this is gonna be one of the, if not the only video I'm gonna be pointing out here from the normal videos about Blackbeard being a Kraken, because he is the final enemy that we need to defeat in the story. And to be honest, the Kraken is the mythological creature by excellence for pirates. If you are not gonna be doing this story with Luffy connected with the Kraken, it's a little bit out of place. If you notice what's going on now with the story, we are going into the Davy Jones type of mythology in the pirate world. What is that? Kraken connections. What is that? The bottom of the sea. What is that? Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, how is he looking? Like a Kraken, octopus, okay, kind of character. So, there are a lot of hints during the whole story that I explain here, where Blackbeard is in connection with some sort of animal, that it may be this kind of Kraken here. Okay, very interesting video, and I think one of my favorites. I would say one of my favorites. Then we have Ochoku 1C in the story of One Piece. Is a hated guy. He is the boss, the former boss of Hachinosu. He's the only one who didn't go to God Valley. He stayed and kept Hachinosu safe from someone trying to steal it. After the story is finished, I do not believe anyone is gonna come back here. If someone comes, he's gonna manage and kill them all. But this character as well is very similar in character design, very similar in behavior to Caribou. And Caribou still needs to play a role in the story. We don't know him and his actions yet. So I don't believe all of this story is gonna go towards Blackbeard. I think this is gonna go more towards the Cross Guild, but we still need to see a lot of things about them. Okay, let's carry on a little bit more. Okay, there's only a few left. Dr. Hogback as well, a request. I had a couple of Thriller Bark requests. Here I explain who is Dr. Hogback, why he's doing what he's doing, and as well why he was a key character or a key piece for the race of the Gecko Moria story in Thriller Bark, okay, because without him, Gecko Moria would have struggled a lot to do everything that he has to do. And then we have here, this is Maffie, one of the God's Knights. The design, it's a little bit Oni, it's a little bit animalistic. We haven't had any much information, but in this episode I'm basically going through the chapter, analyzing it. He has here one of the babies as well, while he's chasing Dragon and everything. Very nice character. I like her with Cruella de Vil vibes and everything as well. And I'm curious to see what is going to happen with all of these guys. And I do not want Luffy to defeat them. I want Dragon and company to be the focus of this story. Okay, Sabo and the rest of the guys. Because what are you going to give them if not, you know? Carry on with Klabautermann. For all of those who don't know what is a Klabautermann, in this video I am explaining what is this, how it came to be, why it came to be, and possibilities for more Klabautermanns. Okay? I think this is a very interesting video, very important part of the story, and if I remember correctly, this is as well drawing with my left hand. As you can see, I've done a couple of those videos. I enjoy them a lot. Once again, silhouette of Rocks, D Xebec. talking about how he was gonna be Domi Reversi, and we got it right. We got it right. We have here like foreshadowing of the wings, how the wings may be, how the horns may be, and this is something that happened, something that I was expecting that it would happen, because he is, at the end of the day, the strongest character that we have seen so far in the story, together with Harald, so they needed to transform him in Domi Reversi. Baby Marco, have a couple of babies drawn this couple of months, and I even done a collection, a playlist. Baby Marco, I am drawing him here because I am suggesting that because the Phoenix fruit, Marco may be immortal. Marco may die at some point, and then he is reborn from his own ashes. He is, you know, being a baby again, he's growing again, maybe he's keeping all the memories. I wanna think he's keeping all the memories. I think I would say we got this right, because later you will see that we have another Marco there drawn, okay? Kuma, being a kid, and here as well I'm doing an analysis of the episode, and here I'm talking about Kuma is basically the hero of the flashback. No Rocks, no Garp, no Roger. Kuma is the key character here. It is so cool, and nothing would have happened in One Piece if it wouldn't have been for Kuma. Very nice character. I didn't expect I was gonna enjoy so much a character in One Piece, to be honest. Scratchmen Apoo, unexpectedly, this video raised to the top of my channel. I hate this guy, and this is the last supernova I was missing drawing, and I'm just explaining why I don't like him, and yeah, it became very popular in the channel. Maybe I should do more characters like this, explaining why I don't like them. And then we have here what everyone is talking that is supposed to be Marco's father. I would say no. I would say no. I would say this is Marco. I would say this is Polo Graham. Okay, Polo Graham. And I think once he dies, he is reborn into Marco, and then Polo, and then Marco again, and then Polo again. And this is, I made these previous videos about the baby Marco, explaining that at some point he's invited to join Shanks' crew multiple times, and he says, I am tired of babysitting great pirates. The only great pirate that we have seen him babysitting is Whitebeard. Why he talks in plural there? Because probably he's having many lives. Probably he's one of those characters who comes from the Void Century, yes, like Sunisha, yes, like Emet, yes, like Imu and the Gorusei, all of these characters. And he still has some role to play, more in the terms of lore than in the terms of something to do. Okay, we're gonna see him at different stages of his life, I would say. And I have to say as well that we need a conclusion where him as Polo Graham with Whitebeard, because Whitebeard went with him to escape God Valley, needs to die somehow, and now then we will see a tiny Marco on the shoulder of Whitebeard, like it's a parrot, like in the Pirate Life, being him reborn. Okay, I think this is one of my favorite theories so far in the channel. One of my favorite theories about One Piece I have managed to be honest. Baby Shanks inside the treasure chest. This is talking about the similitudes between, there is some fan art done some time ago, as well some other artwork done from the film Red, where we have a similar design episode of this one, and here I'm talking about Shanks basically, and the concept of baby, and the connection with Roger, Rayleigh, and all of them. Okay, then we have Fisher Tiger. I love Fisher Tiger. In this episode I'm analyzing the chapter basically, talking about Fisher Tiger, who is him and why he does what he does, and how the connections with Shanks and the connections with Shamrock are kind of triggering all the story of Fisher Tiger. If it wouldn't have been for Shanks, that I suggest that the character releasing him is Shanks, and there we got that correct as well. If it wouldn't have been for him, there is no Gyojin arc, basically. There is no Arlong, there is no Jinbe, there is no one there, okay? And then, brother Shamrock here, I would say, and I explain in this video, Shamrock is good. I think in that period of time that Shanks came back to be in Marijoa for a period of time, he managed to convince the brother to trick him or to kind of do some partnership with him, like being good, making him be good, and he's working for him. I don't believe that Shamrock wouldn't kill Loki when he denies to do so. I wouldn't believe that he doesn't kill Nami and Usopp and the rest of the guys, and he just leaves and comes back to Marijoa. There are a lot of things that don't fit in Shamrock's story, and I think that is all because it's being kind of managed by his captain, that is Shanks, his brother, basically. The twins concept is very tricky, and I think Oda is gonna be doing use of it here, okay? Who went to stop Kaido? Because Shanks was in Marineford stopping the war, Shamrock, and so, okay? Emet, and here I'm describing who is Emet, and from Atlantis mythology and One Piece mythology, why we may see more robots around, and why these giants, these automaton, these kind of golems are connecting with the story of the Atlantis, okay? And to finish, we have the last drawing so far from like last week. This is Old Man, King Harald, fighting, controlled by the power of darkness and the covenant that we have with the God's Knights and the symbol, or this tattoo symbol of the evil, basically. And I wanted to draw him as an adult as well. I wanted to do him with the horns ripped and being controlled, because it's another character, a completely new character. And very interesting, here I am analyzing the episode that I already linked a couple of minutes ago, analyzing the episode and basically explaining why this is happening, and explaining why Loki may not have any fruit. The fruit, that this is how this episode finishes with this conversation, how that chest looks a little bit like Shandora, Shandia, Sky Island type of design, Nika type of outfit, how that fruit may have been the Gomu Gomu, how that fruit disappears now. I explain everything in this video, how it disappears, ends up with Shanks, ends up later with Luffy, and they are bluffing, like Loki is kind of feeling sorry about it. The hammer, he's tied to the tree because he's holding the hammer Ragnir. If not, the hammer will fly away and try to find the fruit. And now, how maybe that hammer as well is gonna end up at some point with Usopp. I 100% believe that hammer is gonna be reduced in size by the owl that has a power, and then it's gonna be controlled, taken by Usopp, given probably by Loki. Then Ragnir is gonna choose Usopp to do this story. I will love it. I think if that's not gonna happen, it's gonna be a mess, because it is set up very nicely for Usopp to use this hammer and be the hammer of gods. That can be very, very, very nice. So I think we finished for today. This is all the One Piece drawings that we have so far at the moment. I will do more sketchbook drawings. We have like 20, 25 or 30 more. But for now, this is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed this One Piece recap sketchbook tour. I haven't done one in months. I hope you like it. I hope you had a nice time here looking at all these drawings, and feel free to click in all the links, check all the comments and all the description that we have there, so you have all of them separated, and as well all of them individually. If you want to know more about each one of these characters, you have all of them listed in my YouTube channel with explanations about all of them. Okay, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye.